brought to you by Usual Suspect 6.
UsualSuspect6.com. UsualSuspect6.com.
It's a Usual Suspect take.
Yo, what it do? It's your boy Hard Hitter Sports Entertainment. Follow, man. Usual Suspect Sundays. We are smash that like button, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, man, if you haven't done so. I hope everybody is having a Sunday, man. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Y'all coming up in here. Come on up in here, man. Get in the chat. Let me know what's cracking, what's popping, what's stacking with y'all today. You understand me? Yeah, we're gonna have a cool show. You know, we're gonna get up out the way. We be on here too long. 30. I know YouTube don't be sending out the notifications, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Smash that like button, man. I see people coming up in the building, streaming. We do streaming multiples. We on Smoke City Mobcast. We on Line. We on Twitter. If you on the Twitter, man, repost, like it, mark it, all that good stuff, man. I hope everybody is having, like I said, a great Sunday, man. Yeah. I hope I'm not lagging too bad. This laptop was giving me, that's why I had to keep restarting it and refreshing it and stuff, man. Man, press 5 or press 5. Yeah, if y'all can press 5 in the chat if y'all can hear me clearly, or press 6 if you can't. If I sound good or not, I just want to make sure I'm good before I start. You know what I'm saying? See my yeah, hopefully the sound ain't too bad. Cause this laptop has been tripping. Oh shit. You say copy? Yeah, bro, this laptop. I have to probably get my laptop, man, to take this bitch to the shop. Okay, y'all say it's choppy. Yeah, that's just stupid ass laptop, man. Okay, I'll do it on the phone. This laptop, man. All right, say this. Let's see. Hold up. All right. We gonna yeah, it's lagging on my it's lagging on this laptop, man. On with it. We just gonna get on the phone. All right, let's see what about now. Hopefully it's better now, man. Cause this laptop is this laptop would not let me be great, bro. This I'm trying to get this laptop together. You say I'm muted? Can y'all hear me now? Am I better? I'm getting audio feedback from my avatar, so it's letting me know I can okay. It's okay. I got the thumbs up from Felix. Yeah, man. Like I say, I knew this laptop was tripping. Okay. I'm good now. I'm bet. Bet. All right, man. We're gonna go ahead and get into it, man. Usual suspects Sunday. Apologies. Apologies for the audio delay. I'm having some technical difficulties right now, as y'all can see. My laptop will not let me be great, but we switched over to the phone so we can get the PC together. And I don't know what's really wrong with the PC, but all right. Salute to the chat, man. Usual suspect Sundays, like I say. Hard Hitter Sports Entertainment, man. 503 line. We back with another video. I have been out for YouTube for a couple of days. Um, you know, it's been a whole lot of back and forth, man. I mean, it's pretty much the same regurgitated content from boxing, from the boxing space. Uh, but we do have boxing to talk about today. Multiple fight cards, man. We had one in the UK with Dave Allen and Makhmudov, and we had one in America with Boots Ennis and Lima. So we're gonna get into it today. You know what I'm saying? But before we do that, man, my brother just pulled up on me, man. R fella, NKG, what's going down with it, Art?
And what it do, what you saying, what a going at your favorite, get your most hated R fella. Pull up as usual. Suspect Sundays with our brother 503 line, the H Town hard hitter. Smash that like button, share that stream. Damn right. It's the usual suspect ting. In the dig. Make sure y'all shop usual suspect6.com. Squabble up tees are available in all different colors. We got them clean boxer tees available, and of course, we got those usual suspect Letterman jackets available right now. The temperature is dropping, and it tis the season. You know what I mean, to be dripping in the usual suspect 6 Letterman jackets. So y'all go check that out at shop usual suspect 6.com. Shout out to everybody up in the US6 fight pool. Big up the new leader. Follow the leader. Thomas from the Bronx, TD Sports Talk. Had a
Yep.
definitely a nice little week, solid week. You know what I mean? That has propelled him to the #1 spot. So salute to him. Um, yeah, like I said, this season two is very, very competitive. Um, a lot of movement, a lot of action. Um, three different crystal ball holders uh, in this early season already. So yeah, we look forward to the coming fights in the coming weeks as boxing starts to turn up because it has been dry for the last couple of weeks or so. You know what I mean? And we are anticipating another dry week for this coming week of boxing fights. We got three on deck, but nothing big time. Nothing big time. But I'll land the plane on that. You know, they salute to everybody up in the chat.
Yeah. Salute, bro. Um, got my brother, the good doctor, KG. Tales from the B side in the building. What's going on with it, K?
Shit, what's going on, fellas? What's up, chat? Ain't shit, man. Ain't too long got off work. Well, no, it's been some hours now, but yeah, not too long got off. What's up with you, Five? I was waiting for you to get your little technical difficulty situated because I was backstage and I said, I'm not about to hit that, hit the link in this, and he all copy and shit.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm having some
Blame it
problems
on
with
me.
my laptop, but I
I
appreciate
was,
you for pulling up, bro.
I was like, they ain't gonna blame it on me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, see, I wait.
Yeah. I appreciate that, bro. All right, man. We gonna go ahead and get into it. I don't want to just recap the fights. We'll say that we'll talk about the fight in depth tomorrow on the Beltway, but I do want to talk about uh the projection and the trajectory of Boots Ennis, and what do you guys think about the performance of Boots Ennis in the first round knockout of Lima? We don't, like I say, we're not gonna really talk about the fight itself. We'll say that for tomorrow. But I ask you this. I ask you first, KG. Did the opponent selection justify the performance of Boots Ennis because they said you got to get this guy up out of here. You got to make easy work of this guy, and that's what he did. So, did the performance justify the opponent selection in your mind?
I don't. If I'm answering your question right, I don't think that like applied. I think it was more so. It didn't matter who the opponent was. It was the nerves of the opponent. I think the opponent was nervous based off of the lights, or the stage, or who they was against, or what they had so front forward on the front of their brain as to what they were going to do in the fight, and they came out the gate and tried to do that out the gate, and upon doing that, ran into a hiccup and ended up getting jumped. So I don't think it was the opponent. I think it was the nerves of the opponent that got the best of the opponent that gave us what we was gonna get. And I think we were gonna get a stoppage regardless. But when you're wound up like that in the beginning of a fight, it can, you know what I'm saying, be grand opening, grand closing. Just that quick. So it was justified based off of the nerves.
Okay. KG say my boy got too goddamn nervous up in that motherfucker. All fella, what you say? Do you feel the performance justified for the opponent selection?
I'm somewhat with KG in the sense of that I don't think uh, I don't think it had to do with the opponent per se, but the name definitely had something to do with it. everybody was expecting Boots to get this guy out of there. But I think the fans, or I know the fans, were demanding a little bit something more notable, something more recognizable. The hardcore boxing fan knows that, or has learned that Lima is a credible opponent. He's a IBO champion. He has experience going to different venues that aren't in his hometown, going uh, road warrior type shit and being successful at it. So the hardcore boxing fan knows that, but the casuals, they don't know that. So in lieu of this quick stoppage, there's still a lot of outrage. You mean to tell me it took you less than one round to get acclimated to 154? This is what you talk. This is what you're talking about when you need acclimation at 154. How do you get acclimation in less than one round against an opponent, once again, that casuals don't know? So the outrage is somewhat substantiated. You know what I mean? But when you look at business side, Eddie Hearn did his thing yesterday. Eddie Hearn did his thing yesterday because he had two events that he was promoting on the same day. One in the UK with the heavyweights, and of course the matchup in Philly between his fighter Boots Ennis and Usima Lima, which I believe both were sellouts, or if not close to it. So yeah, um, it might not be so much about the opposition, but the name. People ain't digging that, and they're demanding a lot bigger names for his upcoming fights. Land the plane.
All right, man. So for me, salute to my brother D man in the building. Salute, bro. For me, I think the performance definitely justified the opponent. I was thinking about this morning, and Boots Ennis did exactly what needed to be done. You know, everybody wanted him to step on Lima beans, and he did just that. He did just that. No ifs and buts about it. He didn't leave no doubt in nobody's mind that he's levels above this guy. This was a a welcoming to the 154-pound division. He got welcome to the division in a warm up fight, tune up fight, whatever you want to call it. You know, some people might say a cherry pick. Some people might say, Boots Ennis is ducking. But if you're gonna cherry pick, if you're gonna quote unquote duck somebody, if you're not gonna fight the guy that we want to see you fight, handle your business, bro, and do it well. I think Boots Ennis did that. Uh, and we haven't seen a first round knockout, and I'm pretty sure we'll talk more about the knockout tomorrow on the Beltway with Red, because I'm pretty sure Red is gonna be in his element, you know what I'm saying, trying to, do what he do. Cause I know he got a little vendetta or whatever with Boots, you know what I'm saying? He ain't really fucking with Boots right now. Okay. So let's build on this first round knockout, man. Now I put the Mike Tyson uh picture in the thumbnail for a reason, because I want to ask y'all this. And like I said, we ain't got to talk about the fight and what we actually saw in the fight. But does Boots Ennis bring the new Mike Tyson energy East Coast, tri-state area, first round knockout, whole lot of hype behind this kid. I'll ask you, Kay, first round knockout. Does that bring back the old school knockout Mike Tyson aura, or is it just hype to you?
Did it do it when Edgar Berlanga was doing it?
Yeah,
It did. It did it when Deontay Wilder was doing it.
to me it did.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
As a kid, I remember those Mike Tyson fights, and I remember a lot of pissed off adults. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it was like it's a mixed feeling when it comes to that, because you got people that had paid for pay-per-views, and I know Turkey is trying to reverse that and not have to pay for pay-per-views, but PBC still charging niggas for pay-per-views. So what if your favorite fighter does the same thing there? You just spent your $84.99 and decided to you bumped your drink and you went to go clean your drink up, and all of a sudden the fight over with. You know what I'm saying? So it's a mixed bag when it comes to that. It's cool, but it leaves the people wanting more. Like, the haters are going to find another pocket to hate in, because they're going to discredit the opponent that much more, regardless of the person. If the person is a no name, you already know what they're going to do. Now, if the person has a name, they're going to give you some kind of asterisk as to, oh, that nigga was past his prime, or that nigga was washed up, or that nigga ain't been the same since this happened, depending on who the fighter is, if you like the fighter or not. So they're going to find a way to kick you. If Boots had knocked him out in 8 or 9, which, you know what I'm saying, the 8th round is what I picked, somebody would say, what took him so long? Remember when Shakur fought Padley?
Yeah.
Shakur ain't known for knocking nobody out. But when he stopped Padley, why it take him so long to knock out Electrician? You were like, well, Shakur ain't really known for stopping people, so you should be happy that he stopped them. You know what I'm saying? So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get the fair shake. You're gonna get 80% that like you over here, 20% that don't. And then on the flip, you're gonna get 90% that don't like you and 10% that do. So it's a fickle damn system, bro.
Okay.
So, yeah. You can't
Okay.
get it really no other way, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know, man. You can't satisfy no damn body.
But listen, man. Listen, bro. When you go out here and put a nigga on a t-shirt on some old school Mike Tyson punch out type shit, bro, that deserves, in my opinion, bro. When you do performances like that, maybe it's just me, but when you do shit like that, bro, you deserve some type of credit. You know what I'm saying?
This wasn't that though, bro. This was more so I jumped you and just overwhelmed you. That's what it looked like to me. Like now, if Boots,
but he did it in one round though. Okay,
yeah,
that's not impressive to you.
It's impressive because he did what he was supposed to do based off of the food that was in front of him. But y'all know I'm a Boots fan, but you know I don't cut nobody no slack. At the same time, he stopped this guy, but it was in what my eyes saw, it was more so overwhelming than an actual ass whooping. He could have actually put shit together, like that uppercut that started it, when he stumbled him. Boots had got cracked before that. So when he stumbled him off of that, I want to see more of those punches get put together, not more so just them jump on him. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted you to be a little bit more poised with, you know what I'm saying, with your approach. You could have, like with this dude going on a retreat like that, and you seeing him being a ball of nerves, you could have made that made it look masterful. It didn't look masterful. It didn't look damn devastating. It didn't look spectacular. To me, it just looked like Boots just jumped the dude and then he overwhelmed him, and that was that. Like I said, so it wasn't like a Mike Tyson knock your head off your shoulders, Deontay Wilder knock your head off your shoulders, Edgar Berlanga catching you with one shot. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't something like that. It was just more so a barrage of punches, and you can go back and look at a lot of those punches. It was it was gaps in between. A lot of clean punches landed. It was just a barrage of punches. He jumped on them. You know what I'm saying? So it was that's why he did what he was supposed to do, but it wasn't impressive to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't devastating. What did you expect from Lima? Nobody had given him a chance anyway. So for him to do that, you have to put it together and make it look away, and it didn't.
The main reason why I would say I'm impressed, bro, because the nigga did it in a matter of minutes. I think it was a minute. I think it was. What you mean?
So
What you mean, bro? No, he did it in a matter of minutes. Well, 1
That
minute
happens
and
in
50,
boxing, Five.
yeah, people get hurt early in fights.
and he
He
finished
just
the
jumped him.
job though. He
You know what I'm
finished the
saying?
job
Yeah,
though, bro.
no,
And
like I
I
said,
agree
Five.
with
Look, no, listen.
KG. The shit
Listen,
wasn't
he did
clinical.
his job, and I said that he did what he was supposed to do. But like I said,
Right.
but it
Sloppily,
wasn't
let's be real, KG sloppily did his job
pretty
because
much. It was sloppy.
you know the you said it. The the origin of the knockout came because he got caught heavily.
Mm-hmm.
He got caught heavily, and he wanted to get his get back quick, and he got his get back quick.
And
But
he put the nigga
in,
on a t-shirt. Yes.
in lieu of getting his
No,
a
the referee
sloppy
stopped the
t-shirt,
fight.
a
Actually,
t-shirt I don't want to wear, bro.
yeah, the referee actually stopped the fight. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Yeah,
He didn't knock him out. That's why I said it was a barrage. It was just he overwhelmed him.
Five. This was not Mike Tyson, bro.
No, it wasn't.
This
Okay.
was not Mike Tyson. This was a overwhelming stoppage from a fighter that was buzzed, overwhelmed, nervous, and like KG said, a lot of those shots weren't even landing clean. They were landing on the gloves and whatnot, and the referee did his best to save Lima from extra punishment. But
Okay.
it wasn't a clinical, spectacular knockout. I don't.
Okay.
I didn't see that.
Hold that thought, because I want to ask you about the power comparison, all fellas, because y'all are very critical today, and I like it. The power comparison from Boots to Tyson to Roy Jones. I'm gonna ask you this, Art. Now, Boots Ennis did say Roy Jones was one of his favorite fighters. He did not put your boy Terrence Crawford on his Mount Rushmore. I believe he had Floyd, Roy, Sugar Ray Robinson, and he had another guy on there. I can't think of the other guy right now. But would you call Ennis the modern hybrid part of Tyson and Roy Jones Jr.?
No, not no Tyson. He's more comparable to Roy Jones Jr.
Mm.
More comparable to Roy Jones Jr. Uh, like KG was alluding to earlier with Tyson. I remember growing up in that time period. My father particularly hated Tyson for the fact that his
Why
fights
Pops hated Tyson, man?
he didn't like his fights because his fights didn't last long.
Mm.
You wasn't getting a bang for your buck. And
Okay.
Tyson was the Tyson wasn't on the zone. Tyson wasn't on regular HBO championship boxing or Showtime boxing. He was on pay-per-view.
Mm.
So paying a pretty penny for a pay-per-view and then having it last one round is a lot of niggas wasn't feeling that. You know what I mean? But there came a hype and a allure with a lot of Tyson's fights, knowing that shit, shit could just happen. It could end up ending in a couple seconds. It might not last around with Tyson. This Boots doesn't have that appeal or have that hype yet. He's not a pay-per-view star like Tyson. He doesn't have that extra hate that comes with the hype of being a knockout artist. To me, this is more reminiscent of Roy Jones Jr. No shade on Roy Jones Jr. because he was great when he was a light
Mm-hmm.
heavyweight. But to be critical, this is more reminiscent of Roy of him of Roy Jones Jr. when he was at light heavyweight, fighting guys, knocking out guys spectacularly like Glenn Kelly, guys like David Telesco, guys like
Yeah.
Julio Gonzalez and shit. These are like it. In hindsight, they pedestrian motherfuckers. Let's be real. They ain't Hall of Fame fighters that nobody's talking about no more. Respectfully. You know what I mean? But these are the guys that Roy Jones Jr. was spectacularly knocking out in like at the light heavyweight division. And to me, that's more comparable of what Boots is doing, knocking out guys that, yeah, they was there, they was ranked, you know what I mean? They was close to championship contention, but they ain't guys that we gonna be talking about 10 years from now. Lima ain't no guy that we gonna be talking about 10 years from now. You know what I mean? He's pedestrian and high, and when it's all said and done, the man's pedestrian. So yeah, Ennis is Roy Jones Jr. when he was at light heavyweight, knocking out a bunch of pedestrian motherfuckers. And take.
Okay. I disagree. I disagree with what you and Kay are saying. Simply because nobody predicted a first round knockout. Now,
We had a
I
nigga
think
that predicted the second round knockout though. Shout out
Everybody
D-Man in
predicted
the
the
chat.
stoppage though.
D-Man, salute to D-Man. D-Man was in the chat earlier. I don't know if D-Man is still here. D-Man is the closest one that projected a first round knockout. That's why the US6 Fight Pool League is very, very is very, very needed and is very, very critical because we like to bounce off each other's picks and whatnot and projections. You know what I'm saying? So salute to D-Man for that. But nobody was spot on with this, bro. So a lot of people, and I
Everybody picked the
say
stoppage though.
yes, but did you pick a
Yeah.
first? Did you pick a first round stoppage?
No, but I'm saying nobody said, "Hey, this dude going to the decision."
Did you pick a first round
Everybody picked
stoppage
the
though, bro?
Hold up,
You didn't. You
pause.
didn't pick.
My ass picked the decision.
Oh, you did?
Exactly,
Oh,
exactly. I'm glad you said that, bro, because you was the nigga that said you believe in Lima's chin.
Yeah, I believe. I believe.
You know what I'm saying?
Pat
So
Steph,
I disagree with you niggas. I love y'all niggas to death, but the thing about it is this, bro. The man came in. His pops told him, "Don't play with this nigga." Pops already knew what time it was, bro. Don't play with this dude. Get this dude the fuck up out of here so we can get the fuck out of here. Cause
he said that about Karen too.
he did. But let me ask you this, Kay. You in the gym with niggas. You train. You go to work out and do all your boxing shit. You a nigga that know what you looking at. Has Boots Ennis gotten better since the second Karen fight to you?
I don't know.
Oh, now you don't know. Come on,
No,
bro.
I'm saying I can't. What can I go off of?
You can go off the last two fights. From
Stay honest.
Stay honest, and Lima. The last two fights, bro.
Stay honest, flat-footed, walking forward, being there to be hit. I can't go off of that because all I saw was the same Boots because he was able to do. I need to see somebody that's going to give him a different dynamic. Lima was pretty much coming out the bell, came out as soon as the bell rang, straight across the ring. Like it was straight forward to him. So that's what I'm saying. I can't see a difference if you still eating the same type of cuisine. It's like, you know what I'm saying, for me to see that, everybody that he named after that fight, that's going to then determine, you know what I'm saying, how he looks, because everybody he named that he said he wants to see, those are different looks to a certain degree. If we, you know what I'm saying, we ain't going
to a certain degree. To a certain degree, because
we ain't going
Sebastian
dissection.
Fundora, we don't know what kind of type of Fundora we gonna get. He can box, he can be flat-footed. Virgil Ortiz is flat-footed, and that's the fight that
what you said about what you just said about Fundora. Fundora has a outside game, inside game, flat-footed. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's 3 levels right there. Virgil, we understand what we're gonna get from him, but at the same time, we know him to be a puncher, a power puncher. So can Boots take what, you know what I'm saying, what he's distributing? That's what we was wondering when he fought Stay On This, but at the same time, he was tailor-made coming straight forward. So we might not get too much out of the Virgil fight as far as them. Is he any different, any better? But the Fundora fight, yes. Who else is on that list?
You got Charlo, you got Keith Thurman, you got
Charlo and Keith Thurman, good boxers. So they can turn the switch on and off whether they fighting or boxing. So those are different looks. You know what I'm
so
saying?
you got Abaz Baru, the new WBA champion.
Y'all every time we say this dude name, I'm trying to remember what fight have I seen him in.
Well,
he just beat Tellus.
he just beat Tellus, bro. He just beat Tellus.
I didn't see that fight. Yeah, I didn't see that fight.
Okay, yeah, you gonna have to go back and check it out. But
okay.
like I say, we gonna talk about everything 154 today. I want to focus mainly on this division because we know that the Thurman Fundora fight got postponed, but that fight should be happening real soon. We also have Lubin and Verge at the end of November. So that fight is coming up in a couple more weeks. Okay, like I was saying, man, I disagree with my brothers based off performance. And if you know anything about Five, in my criteria, bro, performances is one of my top criterias of ranking pound for pound fighters. When you go out and you have amazing performances, bro, that matters to me. I can't speak on what Ard and K and how they feel because as you can hear, the brothers ain't too impressed, you know what I'm saying, and they not buying the Mike Tyson hype, you know what I'm saying? But our fella alluded a little bit to the Roy Jones comparison. And I kind of somewhat agree. I do see flashes of Roy with Boots, but we gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna keep it pushing. I want to move to the next segment, which is the state of 154 pound division. But before I do that, let me get back in the chat. Let me big up the chat real quick. We got my boy Macadacious Mac in here. The Sive. My boy Felix say, I'm with 503. I was thoroughly entertained because he really hurt dude bad in like 2 minutes. He did it in under 2 minutes, Felix. He did it in like a minute 50. So he did it in under 2 minutes. And that's what's impressive to me. You know what I'm saying? We live in an analytical world. Everything is statistics. We go off of numbers. We go off of picks. We go off of betting. The man did the shit in under 2 minutes in the first round. I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? That shit right there was impressive, bro. And, you know, let me see. My boy D-Man still in here. Okay. Let me see. What Queen say? Queen says, I thought the nigga was gonna make it at least until the second half. Exactly. A lot of people was thinking he was gonna make it to the second half. I'm not gonna call no names, but you know, we know who those people are. D-Man says, I want to see him with Lubin Virgil winner. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna get to that. So we're gonna talk about the state of the 154 pound division. And I'll come back to you, KG, because you was kind of heading in this direction, and this is a perfect question to segue into what you was just saying. Who gives Boots real resistance? Is it Fundora's hype? Is it Charlo's experience? Or is it a guy like Baki's power? That who gives Boots Ennis real resistance? Well, if he goes in and he beats this guy, you will be thoroughly impressed.
The first two names you said, Fundora and Charlo. Hey, look, and I even put Keith Thurman in there. You know what I'm
saying? Okay.
And I say, because I say Fundora because he's going to have to get to Fundora if Fundora decides to fight from the outside. How does Boots navigate going forward? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So he would have to, you know what I'm saying, and then even if they get to the inside, can he still find Fundora when Fundora is still able to fight on the inside the way he does? Like he would have to really devise a plan to stay mid to close range with Fundora, because if Fundora, like I told you, as Fundora is going, him and his sister, as they continue to grow in boxing, they're getting better. Might be damn, you know what I'm saying, a few inches here, a few steps here, but they're both getting better. And Fundora is finding more of himself to, you know what I'm saying, to fight a little more outside. Because y'all remember he was always on the inside. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, why is this tall ass trying to damn be in the phone booth? Now he's actually realized I do have an 82-inch damn jab. So that's going to be tough. Charlo, if the Iron Man shows up, if the Iron Man heart still flickers in that body and he shows up, Boots has something to damn deal with, because that's a big frame. That's still a, you know what I'm saying? Charlo, he was a big frame at 54.
Right.
So he's dealing with somebody that can box, somebody that can also slash power box. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Boots, I was talking to you earlier, Five. Boots has that flamboyance with him. He has a style with him. But what happens when fundamentals prevail? So so that's what I'm saying. So those are tough tasks. Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is a front runner. He's going to jump out there and be early. He's going to be on you early. If he can damn get you going backwards, he's part of the jump squad. He would have did the same thing to Lima. If he had caught Lima early, he would have did the same thing, and we would have been talking about Keith Thurman stopping Lima in the first round. And Red would have been going off about how
who the fuck has Keith Thurman knocked out in the first round, bro?
You get what I'm saying?
Who has he beat? Who has he knocked out in the first round? Come on, Kay. Don't do that, Kay. Don't do that.
I'm just saying. I said if he had did it. I said, but like I said, he's one of them people that will jump you if he can, and because he's a front runner, he's going to start off fast.
Keith ain't got it like that, bro. Keith ain't got it like that. But go ahead.
Hey, if he could have caught Lima full of nerves like that, we would have been talking different. So, and that's damn one time with the experience. He ain't in there. He's been under the lights. He wouldn't have been nervous. We wouldn't have had to worry about him. Like if he took Lima out of the fight, put him in the fight against Boots, and him starting as fast as Lima started, that is natural for Keith Thurman to start that way. So we wouldn't have had a first round knockout if it was Boots versus Thurman starting off in that manner. Told you, Lima was more so nerves. But Keith Thurman be a tough fight. You said Baki. I hate to say it. He'll be tough if he, you know what I'm saying, once he starts landing punches and starts touching. But if Boots is able to move around and this dude ain't just completely up and down type fighter, Boots damn, you know what I'm saying, he'll outclass Baki.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't think that would be like serious issues. You have to actually be able to. And I don't even want to use the term be slick. You got to be a slick black fighter for real to hang really with Boots. You can't be a flat-footed damn, you know what I'm saying, person that's plodding forward. You can't do that.
Does Boots have the black slickness in his arsenal?
He has that in his own spin on it. That's why he's able to be as flashy as he is. But at the same time, Boots is not going to be able to be as flashy against a Fundora or a Charlo, because he's going to have to damn resort back to actually finding stuff to put together. Because once damn somebody smart like a Charlo picks up on the, you know what I'm saying, the clicks and whistles, Charlo just stop dancing with the nigga. You get what I'm saying? And it'll turn into, you know what? I know he's not running from me, and I know I ain't got to chase him. So Charlo will pick up on that and just start power boxing him every time, you know what I'm saying, in the pockets where he can get him. And in a setup with a jab. Boots is going to have jabs against these damn guys that are actually, you know what I'm saying, actually polished like that. And ain't nobody ever say Keith was damn slick.
Okay, so I want you to real quick before I slide to Odd, I want you to answer Queen's question. So she says we basically saying that Boots fights to the level of his competition. Could you answer that for me real quick, brother?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't fight to the level of his competition. He puts on the damn like look at his past fights where everybody plays the highlights of him when he was fighting Villa. When he went slow motion, robotic, you know what I'm saying? When he does shit like that, when he's able to do the show, he does that. It's almost Prince Nassim, Ben Whitaker, everybody that you can do that stuff, that extra stuff to. That's when you see it the most. So that's him playing down when when the show is on. When the show is on, when the over exaggeration of defense is, when, you know what I'm saying, all of them, you get what I'm saying, the real flash and flare. But when he gets in there with somebody that he's going to actually have to put punches together, that show slows down until he finds them. And once he finds them and puts them in a way where he can do that, then the show turns back on. But the
Yeah.
guys that we're talking about, I don't think the show turns back on. He's going to actually have to, you know what I'm saying, have something, and Bosey's going to have more to say to him in that corner than, man, you know what you need to do. Go out there and damn do it. He's going to have to be more when he gets to those level type fighters. Right now, you can see the show and do, you know what I'm saying, do the things that we're doing. You know what I'm saying, that we can see. The things that I like to see. The reason that I became a Boots fan. Because of what I like to see. But at the same time, me being a fan and knowing that, bro, one day you're going to come across an Antonio Tarver. You know what I'm saying? One day. How are you going to perform? One day you're going to bounce back and think you're back on show on your game, and you're going to come across a Glenn Johnson. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I got you, bro. I got you. Salute to my homie Talib Cunningham in the building. Salute, bro. I ain't seen you in a minute, homie. I hope everything is all well with you, man. Real quick to respond to what KG is saying, man. Listen, Keith Thurman ain't had a first round knockout since 2008. That was 17 years ago. Okay, that's cool. I understand what bro is saying. It sound like to me, Boots gonna have to link up with them PBC boys to get my brother's notoriety or stamp of approval from the good doctor. You feel me? And that's cool. That's cool. That's K's take on it. I definitely understand what he's saying, and a lot of people feel like that. But here's the thing, bro. You can't fake that kind of dominance, bro. You can't fake it. Boots ain't out here edging niggas. He ain't out here going the distance with niggas, bro. His last two opponents he got in the ring with, he got him up out of here. He erased them. Erased Stanionis in dominating fashion. We never seen Stanionis get beat like that before. And he just stepped on Lima Beans in the first round. All right. Now let me slide over to my guy, R fella, because
Please do, because I need to further educate, man.
I got you, bro. So this is the question I want to ask you, bro. Hold on, man. Let me see, bro, because if you are on Keith Thurman's team, right? Do you take the Boots in his fight right now, or do you wait for a bigger payday? So let's just say Keith Thurman beats Fundora. Do you think your boy Keith takes that fight with Boots Ennis, or does he wait for a bigger payday like a Charlo, or they're gonna be on some PVC in-house type shit? Because I don't know if you've seen this now, they said in the press conference, I don't know how true this is, don't get mad at me, but they said that they offered your boy Keith a fight and they got no response. That's just what I heard, bro. That's what Eddie and Bosey said. Now, what you got, man?
I mean, it's whatever's clever, Five. There ain't no sides of the street with the PVC no more. The property pops up, the promotion pops up here and there. There is no property on the street.
Has anybody from 154 went to the other side of the street though? Or has Keith Thurman moved to the other side? Has Fundora moved? Has Charlo moved?
It's whatever's clever, Five.
Break it down.
It's what
Elaborate.
you know what I mean? Because times are getting tough. I know Thurman was looking forward to that, not only to get back in the mix of things, but a decent payday against Fundora. But that's been delayed. Who knows? It's said it's been delayed, but it might be canceled. at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Something else might happen with Keith Thurman or with Fundora. So it's whatever's clever. And if there's other opportunities, which there's plenty of opportunities at 154 and other checks for Thurman to possibly take, he should take that. You know what I mean? If he gets through, if this fight does happen with Fundora and he gets through that, of course. If there's a decent offer made, you know what I mean, from the Boots Ennis side and vice versa, definitely you should take that fight. You know what I mean? Um, Especially for these PBC guys, it's whatever's clever. You've seen a lot of the fighters starting to fight on different promotions with frequency. We see the amount of shows that PBC puts on. What? How many? 4 this year on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So yeah, that ain't making it, bro. So there definitely gonna be other opportunities for Keith Thurman outside of the so-called PBC street. You got to go to some other landscapes because they no longer own the 154 landscape. You know what I mean, and let me dial it back to
Okay.
the earlier conversations because when you was talking about who was gonna be difficult or a challenge for
Yeah. Who?
Boots
Yeah.
at
Yeah. Yeah.
154.
Who got the real resistance for Boots, man? Because I know it ain't your boy Keith.
I agree with Keith to a certain extent because he is a guy that can um emulate, if not emulate, do it at a better, do it in a better fashion than the boxing Karen. And we all know the boxing Karen frustrated Boots and was highly competitive. Keith
Mm.
Thurman is a better fighter than the boxing Karen.
Mm.
Keith Thurman is a former unified champion. You know what I mean? With and his only fight was a loss by split decision. And I think Keith beat himself in that fight. Beat himself before the fight. You know what I mean? So theoretically, Keith could be undefeated right now. Keith Thurman's a good fighter and definitely could pose a challenge with his style and with his boxing IQ to a guy like Jaron Boots Ennis. Of course,
Mm.
I think the attributes of Sebastian Fundora would create a lot of problems for Jaron Boots Ennis. Not only is he long and he's understanding how to fight on the outside, um, he does have some pop in his punches. He's not a feather fisted puncher. Mistakes being made will come with a lot of consequences and a lot of damage from Sebastian Fundora. So yeah, his ability to fight on the outside as well as the inside gives him makes him a very formidable challenge for Jaron Boots Ennis. One thing I want to say is let's take out Jamel Charlo for real. I mean, respectfully, let's take Jamel Charlo off the list because the man's been inactive for how many years now?
2 years.
Yeah, let him get back acclimated into the division.
Texas
You know
niggas
what I
don't
mean?
get acclimated. They
Yeah,
just get in the ring,
let
goddamn.
him get a couple tune-ups in film. And I mean, to get himself back in the mix before we throw him at Boots, because the next thing we know, when Charlo gets waxed and won by Boots, they're gonna say, "Oh well, Mel was out for 2 years."
Okay.
Let's not do that.
That's
You know what
true.
I mean? I think a better, more challenging opposition who might not be on everybody's list. Uh, probably on nobody's list, there ain't nobody thinking of, is Israel Madrimov would give, I think, Boots fits with his boxing IQ, his
Mm.
movement. Look how he looked against a guy like
Crawford.
Sir Budget Crawford. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was he looked worse against Virgil Ortiz because he kind of capitulated to the pressure and the educated pressure style of Virgil. But when it comes to a boxer, you know what I mean, another guy with boxing ability, I think Madrimov can definitely pose a lot of challenges to what Boots brings to the table. You won't see all that showboating and flashiness if he's in the ring with Madrimov. You're gonna see a close competitive fight, in my opinion. So those are
Mm.
three guys. Those are three guys that I think would be the most challenging guys for Boots.
Man, listen, man. This Boots Ennis is the closest thing we have to your boy Terrence Bud Crawford right now, bro. Switch hitter, elite speed, timing, reflexes, and power, just like Roy Jones and Bud. Got a high knockout output, over 91%, 33 and 0, 91% knockout ratio, bro. Listen, I understand what you saying, Art. But I disagree. I disagree with this, and it's basically what you said about Charlo. I think Charlo, even though and I know you got a valid point with Charlo being inactive. Charlo definitely has to get his motherfucking his ass back in that ring and get the punching and squabbling. I can't knock you for that. But I think Charlo has the perfect style to give Boots Ennis trouble. I think another fighter that gives Boots Ennis trouble at 154 outside of a Virgil is a guy like Lubin. I think Lubin gives Boots Ennis trouble as well. Because like KG was saying, Lubin can Lubin can box and he also has power and he got the experience, bro. Um, I would even go as far as to say a prime Tony Harrison would give Boots Ennis problems. But the only problem with Tony Harrison is that nigga check engine light come on after the sixth round. You know what I'm saying? So like, but and honestly, bro, I really think if Tony Harrison was still in his bag, bro, you know what I'm saying? He was in shape for real, bro. I think Tony Harrison could probably beat Boots in the decision because he boxes that good. But once again, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these, listen, man, Boots to me, this what it is, bro. Boots Ennis is coming to this division, bro, when a lot of these guys are on the back end of their career. A lot of the PBC guys, Charlo, Tony Harrison, Lubin, a lot of these dudes have been through the motherfucking round robin. They've been through the Shark Tank, bro. So a lot of these dudes is on the back end of their career. You know what I'm saying? But right now, realistically, um, definitely Fundora gonna give him problems. I think Boots Ennis could have problems. He could probably have problems with Xander. You know what I'm saying? I think him and Xander is a good fight. I don't know too much about Abbas Baruch because I only seen him fight one time. But that one fight that I did see him in, um, he gave a good up and coming contender problems. You know what I'm saying? And Tillis was going around Houston, beating up everybody, and he was a top contender at 154. So I don't know, man. It's so many different fights out there for the guy. But we gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna keep it pushing. Um, let's go ahead and talk about it, bro. let's address the elephant in the room, man. So we've been hearing the back and forth about the Virgil Ortiz and the Boots Ennis fight. We seen Boots Ennis specifically call out Virgil after the fight, and he said that if he can't get the Virgil Ortiz fight, he's going to go after a title. This fight was for the 154-pound WBA interim title, so he is number one now in the WBA sanctioning body. KG, I'm gonna slide back to you, bro. Um, in your mind, realistically, do you think if Verge beats Lubin in November, do that fight happen in 2026? And what are your thoughts about a long awaited Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz fight, man?
If motherfuckers is all about their integrity, man, I'm hoping they're, you know what I'm saying, men of their words, that would be the next fight on both ends. So, and this is like, I hate that everybody keeps asking about that fight. It's almost feel like we're overlooking Lubin. You know what I'm saying? But you worded it properly, saying if Virgil wins. But yeah, that should be the next fight because it's been long awaited, but it hasn't been like 6 years long. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't been that long because it ain't been like these dudes has been outside in the same areas or their entourages have crossed paths. You know what I'm saying? They kept it going. It's just they just haven't fought. And we can say the same about both, that neither has done anything, you know what I'm saying, of significance really right now. So they may be the significance that they both need.
Okay. Salute to the chat real quick. Let me get back in the chat. I see Lala came in the building. Salute Lala D. My boy say he started him a trucking company, man. Salute to Lee Cunningham in his trucking business, man. Yeah, man. Salute to you, bro. Tay Tay is in the building, the real queen of MMA and combat talk. Um, Lala D says 5. I think Boots gets his too much as the fight proceeds, and Mel has too much power for a fighter like that. Yeah. Listen, I think Mel is the ultimate kryptonite for a guy like Boots. But once again, I can't give Mel that justification because he's been inactive, and I can't get mad when our fella, puts him down at the bottom of the list because you're like, listen, man, 154 is cracking. You know what I'm saying? 154, that division has always been cracking. It's always been a great division for real fight fans and dudes that really love boxing and the queens as well. But Charlo is MIA. He got the Canelo bag and he dipped. Earl Spence got the Crawford bag and he dipped. Texas is looking real. We hanging on by motherfucking by a thread, bro. Like we hanging off the cliff like Mufasa. You know what I'm saying? Like our only hope is Virgil Ortiz right now in Texas, and that's just the truth. But once again, we can't listen. And I'm gonna say this, bro. I can't look past Lubin. This is a very, very dangerous fight for Virgil Ortiz because Lubin is one of those guys that has been in the ring with pretty much damn near everybody at 154. Probably outside of Jared Hurd, man. Lubin has pretty much fought every damn body when you really look at the man's body of work. Queen 71 says, what about Charles? Respectfully, I like Charles Conwell. Charles Conwell is a good guy. But he's kind of, he's kind of fell to the, I ain't gonna say fell to the wayside, man, but he's kind of on the sidewalk right now. He's on the, how can I say it? Charles Conwell is on the bench right now. And hopefully he can get off the bench and get back in the game. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like a Charlo or Earl Spence, because respectfully, Earl Spence and Charlo put the work in. These guys was unified and undisputed in their divisions. They was the creme de la creme in their division. Charles Conwell has not reached that plateau. He was on his way, but he got derailed. He got derailed, and Xander Zayas came in and beat the guy that beat him. So if Conwell would have won that fight, you know what I'm saying? He would be in the conversation, but he didn't. So respectfully, we can't put Conwell in the conversation right now. And he was another guy that allegedly got an offer from Boots Ennis, right? He was another guy that got an offer, and he did not take the offer. So I can't be mad at him, but I'm not finna sit on the platform and praise him and cap for him. No, I'm not doing that because you got an offer, bro. If you believed in yourself, you know what I'm saying, you could have betted on yourself, but you turned into a businessman and it was about the money. You know what I'm saying? So hey, it is what it is. Let me see who else. We got Autism Boy in the building. Salute. Okay, Lala D say she like Lubin. Yeah, we fuck with Lubin heavy. All right, fella, same question, bro. We seen Boots Ennis specifically say Virgil Ortiz's name. He want that fight. Hopefully, it's a good fight between him and Lubin. If Verge beats Lubin, do you think in 2026, man, is that the fight to make at 154? Boots versus Virgil Ortiz, and do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think that's the fight to make over a title fight with a guy like Abbas Baru?
Indeed. Most definitely. Everybody that's in the chat that ain't following us on Instagram, make sure you follow Usual Suspect 6 on Instagram. That's US6 on IG because we put up a post this afternoon. Speaking of, it was entitled "Puss in Boots," and I think a lot of us are outraged with the recent opposition. You you spoke of guys like Charles Conwell who turned down the fight. Um, Josh Kelly, who we know, who allegedly turned down the fight. Sergey Boyachuk, who we know, who allegedly turned down the fight. However, one of the common denominators being spoken about is that a lot of these guys at 154 were being lowballed by Matchroom. Thus, we have what we seen yesterday, Lima Beans, a guy we never heard of, a guy that only has 15 fights of experience, a guy that's never fought and beat any other top 15 or even top 30 guys in the 154-pound division. Xander Zayas, Abbas Baru would be great fights because they both have belts. They're both belt holders. They're not necessarily established. Xander just got his belt off of a guy that most of us would say is a gatekeeper type journeyman level guy. So he comfortably walked into that WBO belt. Abbas Baru, a German fighter that nobody never heard of, came over here and upset Joannes Tellers for that WBA Reggie belt. Snatched that Reggie belt and was in the right place at the right time. Why? Because that Reggie belt turned into a super belt once Sir Budrick went up in weight and defeated Canelo and secured that WBA super middleweight belt. So we have two unestablished belt holders that are prime target, but are they a bigger fight than the interim champ, the WBC interim champ, Virgil Ortiz? I don't think so. There's a little bit of history here between Boots and Virgil Ortiz. This fight's been talked about for years now. It's been marinating since 147. Now they're at 154. Yeah, okay, who cares? There's no real belts on the line, but at the end of the day, this is still, I think, the biggest fight for both of them, regardless
if belts are on the line, regardless if the Ring magazine's viewing this as a lineal championship, which they won't be. It's still the biggest fight that could do big numbers in Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, do big numbers in LA, do big numbers in a lot of places on the East Coast, Atlantic City, Philly, New York. Yeah, this is the fight that should happen next for Boots and Virgil Ortiz if he's successful in getting through the Erickson Lubin test. And credit to him because he don't have to fight Lubin. He's the interim champ that could literally just shelve himself and wait for that Fundora shot. Literally take a easier challenge in lieu of that title shot with Fundora. But he's fighting Erickson Lubin, a guy that's been established in the division. He's probably the most established fighter at 154, active right now. That has the resume that you could say, yeah, he's beaten a plethora of top 15 guys out at 154. He's experienced fighting the best at 154, win, lose, or draw. That's Erickson Lubin. And Virgil Ortiz is running to the smoke and not shelving himself while he's just the interim champion. So credit to him. If he gets through this, I I don't want to see, oh, I need to tune up or I need a lesser opponent, even though I'm giving him and tipping my hat for him to fight Lubin. I want him to go straight in and continue to walk into the smoke and secure that fight with Jaron Boots Ennis and take.
Yes, sir. Okay, man. Let's talk about the star that Boots Ennis has become. I want to highlight this real quick. I know we talking about the politics and different fights and matchups and what we want to see next, man. That's what Usual Suspect Sunday is about. This is the boxing recap. This is the podcast. Y'all be sure to smash the like button and share that stream. It's a fucking Usual Suspect thing. You know what I'm saying? I see y'all in the chat. I appreciate everybody engaging in the chat. That definitely means a lot to me. But I was listening to the press conference this morning. I listened to it's like a 20-minute video. And Eddie Hearn was saying some things in regards to Boots Ennis being a star, making a lot of money. And of course he alluded to, Boots getting the guy out of there within a minute. Well, under 2 minutes, a minute and 50. But I gotta give Eddie credit, man. I know a lot of people don't like to give Eddie credit. Eddie is definitely not one of the most liked guys around these parts. But Eddie got some going. He got some good shit going with Boots Ennis, man. Boots Ennis has definitely turned up Philadelphia, and I want to give him and his team credit because they got their own little wave and trend going right now. He put a lot of and this is what's important to me because I'm a local, media guy in my city, and I'm going to these local cards and covering these local fighters and looking at these local guys. He put a lot of local guys on the undercard. He's giving credentials and media passes to guys like YSM. Salute to YSM, Greg Hackett. Like Philly got their own little wave right now. I want to ask the question to the brothers, and it's a two-part question. Has Philadelphia produced the next true boxing superstar, and should Boots Ennis take his talents on the road elsewhere. He's been a hometown hero. His last past maybe three fights. I know he fought Karen in Philly. He fought Abnesian in Philly. Um, he just fought he fought Stayonis in Philly, and he just fought Lima in Philly. And I believe he fought Stayonis, if I'm not mistaken, in Atlantic City. But that's like a 30-minute drive, 45 minute drive from Philly to Atlantic City. So people in Philly and the tri-state area can get to that fight. Uh, you know, but I'm gonna ask you, KG. Has Philadelphia produced boxing's next superstar, and should Boots Ennis take his talents on the road when we're talking about making these big marquee fights with guys like Tszyu, Virgil, Thurman, and all these other big fights that we want to see, bro? What's your thoughts on that?
You said did Philly produce the next superstar?
Yeah, yeah. Salute to my boy Los in the chat, man. He say
There you
November
go.
22nd. He say November 22nd, dog back, the big payback, and I'm a conquer 122. Yeah, that. Shouts out to the LDBC. Squabble up, Los. I see you, my boy. Salute to you, Brody. Salute. But go ahead, KG.
You said that they got their next star. I don't know, Five. I know they got they got a star for the Pennsylvania, the state of Pennsylvania or Philly and the surrounding areas. We don't know if he's a world star or a superstar because they won't let him come outside. And I'm not saying he don't want to, or he might not want to. You know what I'm saying? Because if we keep getting these fights, we start getting talks about how Inoue don't want to leave Japan. Why Boots don't want to leave Philly? Why he don't want to leave Philly? I think he should because Boots has the skill set and the style that everybody wants to see. You know what I'm saying? Like far as eye catching. So it should be something he and Eddie should want to take on the road. Let's go see if we can get the West Coast. Because Tank couldn't get the West Coast for real. He couldn't get Cali. He looked good in Vegas, but he couldn't get Cali. Let's go see if we can try our hands in Cali. Let's fight Virgil in Cali. He's Mexican. I understand he's a Texas fighter, but there's a lot of Hispanic fighters on the West Coast. I mean, a lot of Hispanic fans on the West Coast. So, you know what? Let's do that. Let's take the Verge fight out of Texas, make it more so foreign territory for them both. Let's go to this. Let's go to California. Because the Mexican fan fair will be there, and there's going to be some Boots fans there that's going to be, you know what I'm saying, that's going to be Hispanic, and there's going to be fans that's going to be looking to see him lose. So let's see how you fare under mixed lights. So yeah, I would love to see, you know what I'm saying, the Boots show go on the road. To see if the Boots name can hold frame and not be called Crocs or socks or penny loafers or anything like that. So yeah, they've created a star, and Eddie has been able to be in position to keep the star where he's a star at. Now let's see if that star can, you know what I'm saying, actually, you know what I'm saying, spread. And,
Okay.
and then it'll give more of the people that don't like a new way a reason to say, see, even Boots left Philly.
Facts. Yeah. Okay. Off of the same question, man. Has Philadelphia produced boxing's next superstar? And do you want to see Boots Ennis take his talents on the road, be a road dog, a road warrior in marquee places like Vegas, Cali, uh, I would even throw New York in. You know what I'm saying? New York, maybe even go to Saudi and fuck with Big Turk and ride a season. You know when you go over there, you know you're gonna have to fight somebody. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So what does the odd fella feel about that, man?
I think it remains to be seen if Phillies create the next superstar. That's yet to be determined. They've created their next star for sure. That's not an argument. But a superstar, nah, we can't go that far. We can't go that far. But with that being said, on his road to becoming a superstar, he can't leave behind or he can't forget what is making him a star. And that's continuously doing great numbers in Philly. That's continuously selling out arenas, not small halls, not exhibition places and convention centers. We're talking about NBA sized arenas doing big numbers, being the other franchise, major franchise in the city. You have to continue doing that. Um, and I think as fans of the sport, we forget that these fighters need to stay active. And during that activity, there's going to be fights such as fights like Usima Lima, which we saw. And these are perfect fights. Fights like that are perfect fights to stage to keep the 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 local appetite, thirst levels proper. These fights are perfect for that. But when you're talking about the bigger level fights, like the Virgil Ortiz, uh, down the road, if it's a unification with a Xander Zayas, then it's time to step out of the comfort of your home and go out to those bigger cosmopolitan cities like the LAs and the New Yorks, or to the boxing mecca Las Vegas, or the new boxing mecca Riyadh, a UK in the future. But with all that as a destination, the little small in between fights, they gotta be in Philly. Don't be a Danny Garcia at the end of your career. You're not having a farewell to Philly. You're having a farewell to Brooklyn. Keep your home base intact. That's what made you a star.
Mm,
That was damn good.
mm.
That was a damn good point right there. Damn good point.
Damn good point. Damn good point. I didn't even think about Danny, man. Um, yeah, man. That's why I asked that question though, because Boots make he's made his bones in Philly. Unlike other great Philadelphia fighters like a B Hop, or maybe like even a Joe Frazier, Boots has brought primetime boxing back to Philly. And like I say, it's a wave in Philly. All these guys are coming to train at the dungeon with Bozy and Boots. You know what I'm saying? In his brothers. It's a whole thing now. Like I seen um Jack Catterall has brought his talents to Philly. They got Andy Cruz, the Cuban contender. He's in Philly. They got the Hitman Haven. Georgia boy, he's in Philly. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of Bozy and that team. They got a bunch of fighters over there, man. So they got their own little wave going. But all Philly, you made a great point, man, because Danny made his bones in Brooklyn. He was the guy doing great numbers in Brooklyn in the Barclays Center, not in Philly. So I think that's something that needs to definitely be highlighted. Uh, you know, when we talking about Danny next week when he's fighting in Brooklyn. So that was a damn good point. But for me, I'm gonna say this. Um, it's kind of hard to say he's a superstar because he's not on pay per view. And I don't know moving forward if we're going to use pay-per-view numbers as a criteria because a lot of entities are trying to erase the pay-per-view moniker or model. We know that Turk is going against pay-per-view. We don't really know what's Eddie's stance going to be moving forward. When Boots Ennis does get those big marquee fights, we don't know if Matchroom is going to put his fights on pay-per-view. That's yet to be determined. But um, I definitely think that if he's not a superstar yet, he's definitely one in the making. You can't ignore what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? You can't ignore the aura that's around Boots. You know what I'm saying? The Roy Jones, Terrence Crawford like aura. You know, Boots Ennis has, and I'm a guy. I love the story. I love the story of a fighter. Where did you come from? How did you get here? You know what I'm saying? What was your upbringing like? Did you have to go through trials and tribulations? And Boots Ennis has that story. Boots Ennis is a guy who um who came up um the hard way. You know what I'm saying? Like our fella alluded to in his tape. He fought on a lot of the local cards. He had a great manager in Cameron Duncan, right, who passed away. And Boots Ennis had to figure it out after Mr. Duncan passed away. He had to make that transition to Showtime, and when he got to Showtime, he excelled on the PBC's undercards. He fought a lot of people on the PBC Showtime cards, and he transitioned to Matchroom and DAZN, and now he's a household name in boxing, and he's a household name on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, the only thing Boots Ennis needs at this point, man, and we're gonna get into it right here, right now. He needs legacy defining fights. He needs unifications, more than one. He needs more than one unification. He needs multiple unifications, if not undisputed, and he needs big marquee legacy defining. Um, and I would love to see Bruce Ennis take his talents on the road. That's how real boxers are truly tested. Everybody has to go on the road. Crawford went on the road. EJ went on the road. Wilder went on the road. Canelo went on the road. Uh, Sugar Ray Leonard, Robinson, all these guys, Muhammad Ali, all these guys respectfully went on the road and fought in marquee places like Vegas. Ali fought in Africa. He went international. Boots Ennis he's definitely gonna have to go international. You know what I'm saying? Riyadh season. I heard Eddie was saying he want to take him to the UK. Go over there and get some of that UK love, man. It's a whole lot of great fight fans, in the UK. You know what I'm saying? In Riyadh, you know what I'm saying? So we definitely got to see what is the future projection and trajectory of a guy like Boots Ennis. Okay, man. Last question, man. We're gonna get up out of here on this one. And salute to the chat, man. Usual Suspect Sundays, man. Smash that like button, subscribe, share that stream. Damn right, it's the Usual Suspect team. Last question, man, for today, man. Should Boots chase undisputed at 154, or should he go straight to 160 and fight guys at 160 for legacy? Who has the better fights for legacy for Boots Ennis? Is it 154 or is it 160? Eddie Hearn, and this is what's pissing me with Eddie. Eddie, you doing too much, bro. You gotta keep the main thing, bro. Is we gonna get the big fights at 154? Are we gonna get the unifications? Are we gonna get the undisputeds? I keep hearing Boots say undisputed. I want undisputed. You have not got close to undisputed, bro. You only did half of the job at 147. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see Boots Ennis get a title at 54, do one unification fight, and then move to 160. Maybe that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I did see somebody break Charlo's record. Go to 154, fight all the champions at 54, become undisputed, and defend it. That's something that Charlo did not do. KG, I'm gonna come to you, bro. Should Boots Ennis chase undisputed at 154 and or jump straight to 160 for legacy? And who has the better legacy defining fights? In what division? Is it 154 or is it 160, bro? What's your thoughts?
I believe he should stay the course at 54 unless he gets the word that Bud is going to 160. And if you really want a big fight and you really want to then run interference, because I remember I told you I think that's what Verge is doing, if that's what he's considering doing, if he's thinking about going to 60. So hold on for a sec.
Okay, everybody's saying 154. Go ahead.
I'm back. But yeah. So 54, stay there. And to be honest, I think the more legacy defining fights are there right now. You know what I'm saying? Because he goes to 60, he gonna fight what, an old ass Lara? And I like Lara. So, and I like him older. I like the older version of Lara. But at the same time, you go fight an old Lara. You go fight, in my opinion, not a fully proven Janabek. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Because what is Janabek really chasing? Didn't he miss weight last time?
False. So, he ain't missed no weight, but go.
That nigga missed weight.
Yeah, he pulled out the fight before he missed the weight. That's what he did.
You know what I'm saying?
What he is, a unified champion. That's what he is.
Well, that's cool. That's cute and dandy. But the more interesting fights are going to be at 54 because, like I said, this based off of what we talked about in the previous conversations about who would give him the most trouble. We was talking about a Fundora based off of his attributes. You know what I'm saying? And if Iron Man is still the Iron Man, that's legacy right there in itself, fighting a Charlo brother. You know what I'm saying? So 54, he should stay there. He's saying he feels comfortable there. He feels strong there. We can see from the fight last night, he didn't even get warmed up. He was in that fight dry. So obviously, you know what I'm saying, he's comfortable to a degree that he didn't have to, you know what I'm saying, get really warmed up for the fight. So I like him staying at 54 and chasing undisputed there because it's interesting. Because like I said, once they finally cross paths and however many fights it may take, Xander might have clips a little bit more power in his hands. So Xander's going to be a guy to watch. Fundora, as long as he's there, going to be a guy to watch. Charlo, if he comes back, if Thurman is there, you know what I'm saying, causing a ruckus, there's going to be always something there. You got Baki there. If Charles Conway decides that they're going to get his shit together and decides to, you know what I'm saying, perform in a fight, we got, you know what I'm saying, like I said, it's still action there. They just got to get up and turn the wheels. That's it. I wouldn't go to 60 unless I know for sure that Bud is going to be
there. Okay. Real quick, man. The homie Autism Boy says 503 is Jaron Ennis overrated, bro? No, Jaron Boots Ennis is not overrated. Jaron Boots Ennis is a phenomenal fighter that has done some great things in his young career. Boots Ennis is only 28 years old. He's not even 30 yet. He's not overrated, bro. He has a lot of criticism because people have high expectation of great boxers, and the criticism is gonna come regardless, you know. But to say he's overrated is not like it's not logical to me. I don't think he's overrated. He has not been at the top that long to be an overrated boxer. You know, and when I think of an overrated boxer, I'm looking at a guy like a Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? When I think of overrated, I think of guys like Tank, guys that take advantage of the fight fans for a financial gain. You know what I'm saying? Boots Ennis has never sold a pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to pay to watch Boots Ennis fight. And when we paying to watch him fight, he is fighting guys that we don't want to see. Respectfully, this fight yesterday was the first fight where we didn't get to see a fight that we wanted to see Boots Ennis in. I think once Boots Ennis got on the radar, like I said, the story matters, bro. The story is everything. And like I say, when Boots Ennis got to the big stage on Showtime and he was fighting on the Tank Davis undercards, bro, he was fighting guys, uh, you know what I'm saying, building himself up, right? And you know, when he got those big fights on Showtime, when he fought Villa, you know, that was a step up fight for him. When he fought Sergey Lipinets, that was a step up fight for him. So I don't think Boots Ennis is overrated. I think that's just a little too harsh for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, and I know people probably gonna disagree with my take on that because a lot of people are highly critical of these fighters, and you know they have their own personal agendas and motives that they want to run and they narratives they want to run, and that's all cool in the YouTube media space or whatever. But now what would make Boots Ennis? I'll say this before I pass the on. What would make Boots Ennis overrated in my mind is if he continues to not fight the guys that we want to see. Like if in his next fight, right? Let's just say his next fight in 2026. If he don't fight uh, a Virgil Ortiz, or he don't fight a Baz Baru or Xander Zayas or Fundora Keith Thurman winner. Let's just say if he fights a guy like Conwell or he fights a guy like Josh Kelly, you know what I'm saying? He fights somebody like that instead of fighting guys that we really want to see. Then he's gonna start getting more and more backlash, and dudes are gonna really start crucifying him and critiquing him and being critical. You know what I'm saying? Um, like I say, I don't think one tune-up fight, welcoming fight to the division. I don't think that fight deems you overrated. When in your last fight before this fight, bro, you fought in a unification, and once again, and like I say, this is very very important. The performance matters in boxing. Performance matters in sports. When you went out there and performed and you made a dude like Stanionis quit. He made Stanionis quit. When you do shit like that, when you make niggas quit, a champion in a unification fight, when you make niggas quit in the corner, I cannot deem that overrated. Tank Davis has never fought in a unification fight. And when he did step up in competition, I never seen Tank Davis make somebody quit in the corner. To me, quitting in the corner is worse than getting knocked out with one single punch, bro. That's just my opinion. But I'm gonna pass to my brother Allfella. I don't want to be too long winded. I hope I answered your question, brother. Allfella, what say you, man? Should Boots Ennis stay at 154, chase the legacy, or go to 160 and chase the legacy? Who has the better fights for legacy defining fights in which divisions? 154 or 160?
Boots should stay at 154, no doubt about it. To build his own legacy, to further attract another huge legacy fighter like Sir Budrick, who's not interested in Boots right now. And respectfully, Boots don't have the legacy that Sir Budrick wants to take. There's not enough substance for Sir Budrick to sit down and eat. So therefore, Boots needs to raise his profile in a division that's full of notable fighters, great fighters. There's no wiggle room no more, Five. You spent the whole stream glazing Boots for his performances, his lesson around performance against a unheralded Usima Lima. Well, since he's performed so great, you know what I mean, and he's been acclimated
acclimated so much that he only needed less than a round to do so. Once again, I reiterate, there is no wiggle room, Five. There is no
Mm.
wiggle room when you're uh, rated highly in all of the major force sanctioning bodies. When you're number one rated against a guy like, or not even number one, you're the interim for the WBA champion against Abbas Baru. That should be definitely a considered target in your next fight. When you're rated number one under Virgil Ortiz, who's the current interim champion uh, uh, for Sebastian Fundora. If he gets through Erickson Lubin, once again, that should be your top target. Top target, Virgil Ortiz Jr. Look over at WBO. They have him rated. They have him rated number two, just behind Josh Kelly. Now we've heard a lot of heavy rumors about Josh Kelly being tied or uh, being questioned to fight Backroom Backy out there. You know what I mean? Because he's also highly rated in the IBF. So Jaron Ennis is the next available contender for Xander Zayas. Once again, he's the next available contender for Xander Zayas. Xander Zayas should be one of Boots' target. There's no wiggle room. There's no wiggle room to be fighting guys that are lower down on the list, uh, uh, like a so-called Lima type, or Nikita Tszyu, Tim Tszyu's little brother. Not even a Brandon Adams, who looked great in defeating Sergey Boyachuk. There's no wiggle room. You're rated so high in all of these sanctioning bodies. Your next fight either got to be for an interim championship or for a belt straight up. You know what I mean? So yeah, those are my thoughts. Uh, that Virgil Ortiz fight should be a target, if not a Bas Baru. What you got? What you fighting for? An interim WBA Reggie belt? If a Bas Baru's not going to be next, who has a super belt?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, brother, except for the glazing part. I don't feel like I glaze. I just gave y'all the facts. The facts is uh the facts is this, man. Like I say, when you serve a quote unquote can or lesser than, you step on them. And that's what Boots Ennis did last night. And he did it effectively, easily. You know what I'm saying? He did it within 2 minutes of the fight, under 2 minutes of the fight. Um, but we've been talking, for a buck 40. Let's hear what my brother Cadillac Greg got to say. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, here go the extendo clips. Let's go.
Wow, what's up with it, Red?
Hey man, salute. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Before I get to cooking, I am so proud. My daughter, being 12 years old, played
Oh shit.
played her first high school football game today and held her own against sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And I ain't been so proud in my life. She ain't like do her thing like how she do with girls her age, but she definitely didn't go out like no sucker. She held her own, caught a couple passes, pulled a couple flags. You know what I'm saying? Had the biggest girl on the other team try to wrestle her for a pass. It made me laugh because I said, "Hey, that's what happened with this. The girl bigger than you." But yeah, man, it was all good. They wound up winning. I was assistant coach, so I got my first W. I'm on one right now. But what's happening? What's happening, Five?
Whoa. You can't come up in here and sprinkle, you know what I'm saying, big wood and not give me no details. You know I gotta ask, bro. was it any point in that game was you worried about matching Wood up with the bigger high school girls?
Actually, no.
Okay.
It was because I ain't gonna lie, you know, she didn't play. She wasn't like the safety. She wasn't a corner. They had her watching the quarterback sneaks and watching the dump off to the lineman or to the center. And that was pretty much what she did on defense. Offensively, you know what I'm saying? You know, she was the center, so she gonna go out and catch passes and do her thing like she normally do. But most of the plays in the playbook isn't to the center. So, you know, I felt kind of comfortable, like, you know, she not like a focus. So she'll be all right. That's if there was like, yo, we focusing on you, we going to you, then I would have been a little bit nervous. But nah, filling in was real good.
Okay. So she didn't got her feet wet with the high school girls, man. Is that something that you're gonna be doing moving forward, also with your other team as well?
Not with all the other girls. Julian is going to this high school, so this is more or less her, and she practices with them from time to time, but this is more or less her getting acclimated to playing high school and getting familiar with the coach getting familiar with her. So next year when she's in 8th grade and she's able to play, she could hit the ground running.
Okay. My boy out here playing chess, not checkers, man. He 3 steps ahead of you niggas. Yeah, man. Salute to you, Red. Salute to my boy KG as well. You know what I'm saying? Kamari out there doing her thing, little prime time. You feel me? She gonna go out there tomorrow and do her thing. You know what I'm talking about? We gonna manifest that. Okay. Red didn't pulled up, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad my brother pulled up on us, man, because I definitely wanted to hit him with some of these hard hitter questions. All right, man. How did you feel about the performance of Mr. Boots Ennis? Was it Roy Jones, Mike Tyson type aura, you know, first round knockout in under 2 minutes? Was Cadillac Red impressed? And did the red factor in for Boots Ennis' performance?
This was some Tank Davis shit. You know what I'm saying? Low hanging fruit. It was a great performance. You beat somebody up in 2 minutes. I'm not gonna say that you ain't do your thing. You know what I'm saying? You stopped the man in 2 minutes. Like, let's be real. We're not gonna, but it just left me with more questions than answers. What's the point of saying you need a tune-up if you only gonna fight 2 minutes? What are you tuning up? You know what I'm saying? Like that's just, it just loses me. It loses me because I don't know. And he said he need 2 tune-ups. That's what he was saying. So I'm just confused with that. Fighting somebody out of the top 10 fighters, you fight number 10. Not, you know what I'm saying? Not none of the so-called, or they say, because they say 154 is a Shark Tank. Not none of the Sharks, you fight number 10. A dude who named Ram. His name rhyme with each other. You know what I'm saying? Usima Lima? Come on, man. So I don't know. I just wasn't really sold. But we'll see how it is moving forward, man. I know he talking, as soon as the fight over with, you get to talking all crazy, calling all kind of names out. Eddie Hearn saying he the best, and I told you. And this is what you're supposed to do when you a varsity player about to go pro and you playing JV intramural level. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to shine like that. It should only be 2 minutes. So, you know, shout out to him for doing what he's supposed to do, but we need better competition, man. We need better competition.
Okay, I got a good one for you. So, we need more competition. Why didn't any other top 5 a top 10 154 pounder ever signed a contract to fight Boots? If you saying we need more competition,
because that's not what Eddie wants. Eddie Hearn is known for getting the low hanging fruit and acting like it's the top of the line. We're not gonna play this game. You know what I'm saying? You know what his team and management do with him. I mean, what they do with all their fighters, and now Boots is one of their guys. So that's what it's gonna be. It's always gonna be low hanging fruit. I thought it was funny, you know what I'm saying? Because the boy named out all these fighters that he'll fight, but he didn't say Barroso. And I'm almost certain that he going after the WBA belt other than fighting Ortiz and all that. See, I see the play. All the people he named, Eddie Hearn gonna send them contracts. Hey, yo, y'all want the opportunity to fight Boots? You know, he the man right now. You get a good payday. I got $15 for y'all. Or y'all don't want to fight for $15? These niggas scared to fight him. We got to go this way.
okay. Last question. And I asked Kay and I asked Art Fella the same exact question. Which fighter at 154 pounds gives Boots Ennis the best resistance in a fight?
All the champs. All the champs.
Okay.
All the champs except for the Barroso guy, and we could take him out and you could sub him in with, you know what I'm saying? They got a couple other guys out there, you know what I'm saying? You got a Keith Thurman. You could sub that guy out, put Keith Thurman in there. They got I wouldn't be mad. The people still say Charles Conwell. I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? They 54 is supposed to be like niggas say, this the most popular division. They turning 54 into 60, little by little, with all this, you know what I'm saying, the way everybody moving. I'm just saying. But I say, you know what I'm saying, top guys, I just want to see a good fight from them.
Okay. Okay. This is my final closer, and I'm gonna come back to KG. If Boots isn't him at 154, then who is?
To me?
Nah, KG.
Oh.
You said who is him at 154?
If Boots isn't him at 154, then who is?
Sebastian Fundora.
Okay. K say Sebastian Fundora. Oh, fella, if Boots isn't him at 154, then who is?
Tower Inferno.
Red. If Boots isn't him at 154, then who is?
You already know what I'm gonna say. You already know, motherfucking Keith, one motherfucking time Thurman beat a nigga ass for 7 rounds. 7 rounds of thunder.
The thunder.
I'm glad I ain't got the camera on because
I think he said cannons to the left of him.
Okay.
Cannons to the right of him.
Okay, Red. I got another one for you. If every great fighter had daughters, Ali, Tyson, Crawford, are you gonna bet against greatness again? Because you betting against greatness right now with this Keith Thurman shit.
Wow, what you mean? How am I betting against greatness?
Because you saying Boots Ennis got to do more, and Keith Thurman is him at 154. So every great fighter has daughters or had daughters. Are you going to bet against greatness again? Or are you going to keep betting against Boots Ennis and his greatness? Is what I'm asking you.
Because that's what you threw me off. Because you talking about Boots Ennis and some greatness shit. I'm lost. I haven't seen the nigga be great. You gotta fight somebody and rise to greatness.
Like Keith Thurman did, like Keith Thurman did versus Pacquiao, right?
Nah, nigga. Like Keith Thurman did against all them other niggas.
Brock Jarvis.
Yeah, say, listen, man. Sometimes
Brock Jarvis. This is what you talking about?
Nah, man, not just Brock Jarvis. Come on, man. Brock Jarvis wasn't nobody, man. Keith Thurman been solidified, man. Don't make me turn into Canelo on you, man. Keith Thurman and fought everybody.
I
See, I can't say this with no straight face, what you do. So yeah, KG ain't no better neither, man. KG ain't no better neither, man. I mean,
Man, you should have heard these niggas earlier, bro. I was trying to get these niggas to say he was like Mike Tyson, man, but they wasn't going. You know what I'm saying? But look, on that note, man, we gonna get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's been a great show. Salute to the guys for pulling up on us. KG, our fella, man, my brother Red came through on the back end, man. He out there chasing greatness. You know what I'm saying? Him and his daughter, they doing great things on that field, man. So salute to him for that. I always love to hear the stories. You know what I'm saying? The daddy duty stories with my brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? All my brothers, man. All fella too. You know, he got his son playing soccer, K, got his daughters in football, basketball, track and field, man. So it's always a great thing to hear my brothers on their daddy duties. But you know what I'm saying? I want everybody to enjoy the rest of their Sunday. We will be outside tomorrow. Red, man, let the people know what you got coming tomorrow, man. Is we on the Beltway tomorrow or we close for construction? What we got coming?
No, we outside on the Beltway. We definitely gonna be talking about all the haps out there in boxing, boots and the shenanigans. Cause I'm hey man, everybody out here trying to give credit. Hey, man, Eddie Hearn, man. Eddie Hearn will lie to you in your face. You'll know he lying, and then he'll get out there celebrating some shit, and niggas will celebrate with him. I just don't understand it. So we'll get to, you know what I'm saying, get to cooking on that a little bit tomorrow and shit. But yeah, man, salute to the guys, man. Salute 503 line, man. Our fella KG and the rest of the suspects, man. It's the usual suspect Ting. Salute to the mighty LDBC, man. Holla at y'all in a minute, though.
Yes, sir, man. The hardest working man in the six right now. You know what I'm saying? KG, you've been putting in a lot of work, man. You say you did 7 days this week at the job, man. I know you reset, man. Let the people know what you got coming, man. You know what I'm saying? We talked a little bit earlier. I don't want to say nothing, man. But if you want to say something, be my guest, my brother.
Y'all stay tuned, man. We got Tales from the B-side. It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna roll with it. And like I said, this ain't something I should announce, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all motherfuckers, when y'all see it pop up, y'all already know, you know what I'm saying, when the promo comes for it. But life is life right now. And I tell everybody, I said this time of the year is crazy. Because like I said, me being a single dad, and then I'm trying to turn the wheels to make the donuts over here, and then still be a dad that's at every sporting event that I can try to be at. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all stay tuned to that. And then we almost, where we at? We getting real close. We almost 30 days out. So I already know the tide gonna change and everybody gonna be talking about them one card and one card only. So I'm looking forward to this upcoming month, and I hope everybody else is too, because I'm about to be on some bullshit.
KG, yeah, man, this nigga here crazy. All right, man, we're gonna go to the creator, the mad scientist, man. When you see the visuals, you know what I'm saying, the thumbnails, the drip, you got to give it to my man Jake Steels, the R fella. Close us out, bro. let the people know what you got coming, bro.
Yeah, another great cook. You know what I mean? Usual Suspect Sundays. Make sure y'all smash that like button, share that stream. Of course, it's the usual suspect thing. Shop usual. Get yourself a squabble up tee or clean fighted tee. Like I said, Letterman jackets are out. We also got denim jackets out. Usual suspect six lion denim jackets. The kicks. I mean, the US6 kicks are on sale right now. So definitely tap into that. But yeah, y'all know what it is. It's your favorite yet your most hated odd fella. Salute to the usual suspects indeed. And I'm Gizon.
Yes, sir. Y'all be sure to tune in tomorrow, man. Bullshit on the Bellway, man. It's gonna be a classic. You know what I'm saying? I know Red gonna come with that red factor shit. You know what I'm saying? My boy gonna be doing his thing over there. So y'all be sure to tune in tomorrow. Like I said, we got more content coming next week. Boxing gonna be a little drizzy. I think Danny Garcia fight next week. My boy Keith Cologne fight too on the undercard, man. So salute to my boy, Jersey's own, North's very own, my boy Keith Cologne. He the next thing coming out of Jersey. Remember I told you that, man. And on that note, we gone. Deuces.
Brought to you by Usual Suspect 6.